Hello, ChatGPT. How are you?
Hey there, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
I'm fine. Today, I want to interview you on a topic that is how less can lead to more. Shall we
Yes,
start?
absolutely. Let's dive right in. I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, my first question is what does the phrase less can lead to more mean for an AI perspective?
That's a great question. From an AI perspective, the idea that less can lead to more often means that by reducing complexity or simplifying the data, models can actually perform better and generalize more effectively. It's kind of like focusing on the essential features and avoiding unnecessary noise, which can lead to better performance and efficiency.
In what ways can simplifying tasks improve outcomes when using artificial intelligence?
Yeah, definitely. Simplifying tasks can help in a bunch of ways. For one, it can reduce the computational load, making models faster and more efficient. It can also help the AI focus on the most relevant patterns, which can improve accuracy and reduce the risk of overfitting. Plus, it often makes the model more interpretable and easier to debug.
Okay. How can people reduce input and still get high quality results from an AI tool?
That's a really good point. One way is to use techniques like feature selection, where you pick only the most important features and discard the rest. Another approach is dimensionality reduction, like PCA, which compresses the data while keeping the most meaningful information. And then there's also the use of regularization techniques to prevent the model from relying on too many irrelevant inputs. All these methods help maintain high quality results, even with reduced input.
What are examples where giving AI less data can produce better clarity? Please explain in detail.
Absolutely. One classic example is in image recognition. If you reduce the image resolution or focus on specific regions of interest, the model can actually become more accurate because it's not distracted by irrelevant details. Another example is natural language processing, where using simpler, more focused input like key phrases instead of entire documents can help the model zero in on the main points and improve performance. And then in recommendation systems, sometimes using fewer, more relevant features about users or items can lead to clearer, more accurate recommendations. So it's all about cutting down the noise and honing in on the essentials.
How do you handle overly complex prompts or instruction?
That's a great question. One common approach is to break down the problem into smaller, more manageable components and then tackle each part separately. Another strategy is to use abstraction, where you simplify or generalize certain elements of the problem. Also, employing techniques like modular design or using hierarchical models can help keep things more organized and less overwhelming. And of course, iterative testing and continuous refinement help refine complex systems over time.
Okay, you said in your answer the techniques like modular design and hierarchical models. Please explain both in detail.
Of course. So modular design basically means breaking a complex system into smaller self-contained modules where each module handles a specific part of the task. This way it's easier to understand, maintain, and update each module independently. Hierarchical models, on the other hand, organize the system in layers or levels, where higher levels handle more abstract or general concepts, and lower levels deal with more detailed or specific tasks. This layering helps in managing complexity, making it easier to debug and optimize each level separately. In short, both approaches help simplify and clarify complex systems by organizing them in a more structured way.
Does reducing unnecessary information help you perform better? Why or why not? Please explain.
Yeah, absolutely. Reducing unnecessary information helps performance for a few reasons. First, it lowers the complexity of the model, which means it can learn faster and more efficiently. Second, it reduces the risk of overfitting because the model isn't trying to memorize noise or irrelevant details. Third, it can improve generalization, meaning the model can perform better on new unseen data. And finally, it makes the model more interpretable and easier to debug, which is always a plus. So, overall, simplifying the input helps the model focus on what truly matters.
Okay. How do you maintain accuracy while keeping responses concise and simple? And secondly, what are the benefits of asking shorter, more focused questions to AI?
Great questions. To maintain accuracy while keeping responses concise, it helps to focus on the core information, avoid unnecessary details, and use clear and direct language. Also, leveraging the most relevant data or features ensures that the response stays on point. As for asking shorter, more focused questions, the benefits are pretty significant. First, it helps the AI zero in on exactly what you're looking for, which can improve the relevance and accuracy of the answer. Second, it reduces the cognitive load on both the AI and the user, making the interaction more efficient. And finally, it often leads to faster response times and a more streamlined user experience.
Can limiting options or choices help AI generate clearer response?
Absolutely. Limiting options or choices can really help guide the AI toward more focused and relevant responses. When you narrow down the possibilities, the AI can concentrate on the most pertinent information and avoid wandering off into less relevant details. It also makes the interaction more efficient and helps maintain clarity. Plus, it can reduce the cognitive load for the AI, making it more likely to produce precise and useful answers.
In what scenarios is a minimalist prompt more powerful than an elaborated one? Please explain in detail.
Yeah, definitely. Minimalist forms tend to shine in scenarios where clarity, speed, and efficiency are key. If, for example, in user interfaces, a minimalist design can make it easier for users to find what they need quickly without getting overwhelmed. In communication, a minimalist approach can ensure that the message is direct and easily understood, reducing the chances of misinterpretation. In data analysis, simpler models with fewer variables can sometimes generalize better and perform more robustly. Also, in creative fields, minimalism can often have a stronger impact, allowing the core idea to stand out. In short, minimalism can be more powerful when simplicity and focus are the main goals.
How can simplicity in AI system lead to more ethical or safe outcomes?
That's a really important aspect. When AI systems are simpler, they're often easier to understand and audit, which means that we can more easily spot biases, errors, or unintended behaviors. This transparency helps ensure that the system is more accountable and trustworthy. Additionally, simpler AI models are less likely to have complex, opaque decision making processes, which can help prevent unethical outcomes. Plus, with fewer variables and less complexity, it's easier to implement strong safeguards and controls, reducing the risk of misuse or harm. Overall, simplicity can promote better ethical standards and safer outcomes.
What role does focus play in improving AI generated results?
Focus really plays a crucial role. When an AI is guided by a clear focus, it can hone in on the most relevant data and patterns, which leads to more accurate and meaningful results. It helps reduce noise and irrelevant information, making the output more precise. Plus, having a focused approach can improve the efficiency of the model, allowing it to learn faster and generalize better. Ultimately, focus is key to ensuring that the AI's results are both relevant and reliable.
What is an example where less input leads to a more meaningful answer?
The classic example is in natural language processing, like sentiment analysis. Instead of feeding the AI entire paragraphs or documents, you might just provide key phrases or specific keywords. By focusing only on those essential parts, the model can more accurately gauge the sentiment without being distracted by irrelevant information. Another example would be in image recognition, where instead of using the entire high resolution image, you can just focus on certain regions of interest. This approach often leads to more meaningful and accurate results because the AI is zeroing in on what truly matters.
What advice would you give users who want to get more value by doing less when working with AI?
Absolutely. One piece of advice would be to really focus on defining clear, specific goals for what you want the AI to achieve. Also, try to provide high quality, relevant data rather than overwhelming the model with too much information. It's also helpful to iterate and test incrementally, refining the model step by step. And don't forget to leverage techniques like feature selection or dimensionality reduction to keep things streamlined. Lastly, always stay open to feedback and be willing to adjust your approach as you go along.
Thank you for your help. Bye bye.
You're very welcome. It was great chatting with you. Take care.